Hello, hello, friends. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are at. This is Yonks with TokenSummitDAO, and this is now our second working group. And we have our Genesis team here join with me in no particular order. Mrs. Yonks, Amy, Blursday, D-Sign, Julie, and Jay-Z. Welcome, everybody. We have a lot of agenda for this evening, and one of which is we're going to hop right in and get the social token. We had a brief tokenomics conversation earlier tonight, and we made a couple decisions on the social token, one of which is we're going to do 222 million tokens. I'm going to go ahead and flip on the streamer mode on Discord real quick. Let me get that turned on. And then I will bring in the live stream into the channel there. And I saw Ryan joined us. Welcome, Ryan.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome. All right, so let's see. Streamer mode enabled. There we go. So over here, this is one of the things after the live stream that we had earlier today, we agreed we're going to do 222 million deuces galore here. And that's in a subtle, very subtle way to send a signal of International DAO Day on 2/22/22. And we're going to mint that on Polygon on Coinvice. And I actually have a profile up here. Coinvice is a social token platform that we have used for Retoken as well as Token Town and Triple Win Foundation, which is the parent DAO of Token Summit. So created a username. It was a super simple process that literally took like a minute or two. And we've got a hot wallet set up, and we're going to go through the process right now. I think I need to send some Matic. I think that minting is actually free. So before we go through this process, does anybody want to share their excitement on the live stream with us here tonight?
Woohoo, we're minting.
Thank you, Thursday.
We're really excited, really excited. So let's get going.
I know, right? Okay, well, let's do it. And I'm pretty sure here I'll probably need to send a little bit of Matic over. And this is one of the things that was asked earlier today. And just for the sake of everybody here, I'm going to bring that open real quick because the question was how much has like, and I think I've got our hot wallet for Retoken here. Let me throw in the password because this was a useful piece of information, because I think it was Tyler during our live stream earlier. She was like, well, how much have we used on Matic? And we started our Retoken hot wallet with 2 Matic. And right now you will see momentarily what we're down to. And I'm going to bring open another tab real quick here, the Polygon Block Explorer 4. So we've done 473 transfers with Retoken since we've had Retoken DAO online. And you can see right here, we started with 2 Matic and we haven't even used 0.6 of a Matic to do these 473 transfers. So that's the reason that we're doing our social token for Token Summit on Polygon here. And one of the networks that they support is Matic. So go ahead and we're going to create a personal or community token. Again, this is the hot wallet. I've already set up everything. We're on Matic here. So that was a simple process. Create, and we're going to name this Token Summit DAO. And the symbol that we agreed on earlier was TS DAO. And supply, let me see if it, I don't know if it'll allow the decimalization, but if it won't, it won't. And that's fine because we're taking the easy mode right now. I don't know if it allows commas either. We might have to take out the, and it might only allow a round number too. So let's see. And I don't know if this is this 222,000 or do we need less twos? 3 less twos?
It looks like it's not going to let you enter a anything less than
A whole number.
yeah. So, but yeah, so you'll have ending zeros in your supply.
That's fine.
Not the end of the world.
Yeah, so 222,000, is this the right number for 222 million?
I'm
7 2.
reading. Yeah. Oh wait. So 220. That's a billion.
So one less or one more? See, everybody, we're not great at math. True story.
I'm actually not very pleased with this interface.
Okay,
well,
1,000 thousands is a million. So let's start off with 2,000. We'll start off with 2,000 and then we'll add 2 more twos to that, and that'll give us. So yeah, we should have 6 twos.
well, I could put 6 or we could just do 5. I mean, like, this is again, just, you know, we need a number. 6-2 is, you say, D sign?
Yeah, 6 twos. That'll give us. I think that should give us 222 million.
Okay,
And you know what?
well,
If we end up with 2,222 million, you know what's a factor of 10 between
we'll
friends?
figure it out. And I don't know, I don't remember if this, and let me make this a little bit bigger here for everybody on the live stream. There we go. So TokenSummitDAO, TS DAO, no $sign required, 6 twos, treasury, optional. We don't have that set up. That'll be one of the early and one of the action items here from this working group, not necessarily to do tonight, but would like to get a Genesis proposal that we can put forward, and then also some type of tokenomics where we can, and I'm thinking coordinate is, and we can again have another conversation specifically about tokenomics. So treasury, we're leaving blank. Description. Well, let's actually take a look here at the website that DSign has been working on. So do we want to just copy this? Join a collective of DAO enthusiasts working toward the pinnacle of excellence through sharing in the Web3 space. I don't know if this description shows up.
That's a mouthful. It's a lot of words we put together.
It is. And Mrs. Yonks and I have a little bit of history with collective versus cooperative, don't we, Tyler?
We do. Good times. I'd buy all.
Yeah, because cooperative has a lot of additional legal stipulations just due to its heritage as far as a legal business entity and framework in a lot of places. But I don't know if this description is like goes onto the contract, onto the smart contract. Let's go look here real quick. And I don't want this to be occupy too much time.
Hey, Jason, why don't we just skip this till the end? We got a lot to cover for the actual summit. So let's just come back to this at the end.
Well, I'd rather just make a decision and copy and paste some stuff and be done with it, honestly. Unless everybody wants to come back to it later.
Brooke's trying to eat my hoodie. So if any of you guys wanted to eat it, you're out of luck because she already beat you to it. So that's what she thinks.
Or we could just make it TokenSummitDAO. TokenSummitDAO. How about this? A project by 3Win DAO, Triple Win Foundation DAO LLC. There we go. Slogans can change. All right. I understand that these values can't be changed after deployment, and I hereby accept the token agreement. 6.2's TSDAO, TokenSummitDAO. All right, here we go. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And one of the things that I would like to get.
Set of twos be zeros.
What's that?
That second set of twos be zeros.
What do you mean?
222 million.
No, we've got it on 1,000.
No, what I'm saying, but this is 222,222,000, or just 222,000.
That's what we're expecting. And we're shooting for 222 million. And this was the smallest delimiter, or the smallest denomination, 1,000, million, or billion.
I know. So if you, I feel like it should be 222,000.
No, it'll add the zeros for you because it's how many thousands are there. So it's
No, I'm saying this is 222,222,000.
That's what we're wanting.
correct.
Oh, I thought we wanted 222 million flat.
Oh,
Well, actually was wanting like this right here with deuces fully extended out on the full decimal places, but we
No,
can't do
I know,
that.
but you can't have that. So if I'm saying, do you want to mint this extra 222,000 tokens?
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah.
Deuces galore. I mean, we won't get the 2200s, but you know, it is what it is, right? We're going to be a few tokens short, or anyway, a couple hundred tokens short. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's create. Let's have a social token. We ready?
oh, wait, I'm kidding.
Creating token, view transaction. So here's the transaction. Well, I think I can't remember if it was Triple Win Foundation have some problem, and I had to do another smart contract or something like that. And that again is the benefit of, you know, where you're not paying gas fees like this. We haven't even transferred any Matic in. This is just something that Coinbase is doing complimentary for us, because there's definitely some transaction for them creating this smart contract for us. But that's a benefit that they provide here. Congratulations, TSDAO, your token has been created. So this is definitely something to get a screenshot of right here.
Oh, did you misspell TSDAO? I'm kidding.
Probably. It could have been STDAO, like, or and you know, because then we could get some STDs going viral or something, right? All right. Well, that was done. Moving on the agenda. So I don't know if we want to look at anything on the dashboard here on Coinbase real quick. And let me actually add the contract address.
So did we get 22 million 22222? Did we get that one?
Here's the number that we have. So let's see, that putting in some commas here. Yeah, 222,222,000. So good call with the 6 decimals there, D sign. We have the 222. And let's see, where is the contract? That's what I was trying to find here. Oh, right here. So there's our contract address. I'll throw this in Discord too, so that we've got it there. Minted 222, copy and paste because it's easier. And here's the smart contract. Let's I'll just paste this in again with the screenshot. There we go. All right, and yay, we've got a social token. Now the hard work, that was the easy part. Now to do the actual work, right? And I'll actually just add this into MetaMask real quick. Import token. There's the hot wallet, and now we can get the snapshot set up. And I don't know if we wanted to spend any time on that. Let's go ahead and go back to our agenda for the guidebook. I guess I could add this in here too to the Notion just so that we've got it. So review conference platforms. I would love to hear everybody's thoughts as far as GatherTown and Hopin. Those are the two top of the list. So I don't know who wants to kick off this round robin here.
Well, Blair's had to step away for a second. So on GatherTown, it looks like it's designed to be for smaller gatherings. Anything that's over 500 people requires special pricing. So if we're thinking that there's a possibility we're going to go bigger than 500 attendees, then we're already looking at a minimum of $3,500 potentially per month if we need to start it in January to do any testing. So it's $7 per person per month, up to 500, and then it's over 500. I'm sorry, it's over 3,500 for that. So I would probably rule out GatherTown. I think it's a little bit too expensive for what we're doing. Hopin seemed a little bit more reasonable, but Hopin also seemed a little bit more bare bones. So I don't know if anybody else had a chance to look at either one.
I've used Hopin. That was one that I had a pretty fabulous experience earlier in the year. I can't remember what the event was, but I know that they had multiple stages going in parallel. What was that, Tyler?
Was that the Wyoming Hackathon with the different rooms and the different events, or was that?
No, that I went to that in person. This was just some virtual event I saw that was facilitated. Gary Vee was one of the keynotes on this virtual event. It might have been for StreamYard now that I'm thinking about it, because I think Hopin actually acquired StreamYard, and to put things into perspective a little bit, StreamYard is the tool that we were using for facilitating our live streaming at Retoken prior to transitioning over to a Zoom plus Restream live streaming format. And biggest reason for that was the mobile experience was not up to par for StreamYard, and for people, that we live in an increasingly mobile world. So being able to have the top solution. So on Hopin, and the scalability is definitely a concern, because we definitely, I think that we could absolutely have some scale for this type of event, and delivering a solution that isn't glitchy, I think, will be important as far as setting up for future success. Do we have the capability with Hopin to facilitate a demo type of a dynamic where somebody could demo it for our team so that we could have a better understanding as far as the capabilities?
I'm sure they do. If you want to go to hopin.com, real fast, and we can just look at the capabilities. This is all I was looking at was what was just on their front page. I haven't talked to any of their sales managers or anybody specifically. Amy, did you say that you had experience with Hopin in a different event also?
No, I think it was more of a metaverse kind of thing. I think it's with Voxel, I think. But yeah, it's not like for conferences that are, cheap. I think they paid a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, I think so. Jason, can you go to the pricing on the third tab on the top? Scroll down a little bit. So this was the one that I was thinking about, the starter and growth plans all include up to 72 hours. It sounds like we are probably going to need 24 hours, which is 3 hours times 8 hours a day. But Jason and I were talking about the possibility of having multiple rooms going at the same time to increase the value of the whale pass. So, and to give people an opportunity to have multiple tracks that were going at the same time. And if we end up doing partial pre-records, we could have sessions play more than once. So if people wanted to see one and then another, but it would give us a lot more flexibility, that 72 hours. So that was either, I think it was 99 or 7.99. And then the big difference would just be the ticket commission. And I don't know how this works if the tickets are free, if there's a set charge to us, or whatever. But we would probably just have to bake that into, say, 20% or 80% of the profit, not just the pure ticket sale, so we don't end up paying all these fees and then chewing up all of our own profits.
Yeah, and I think one of the other things that we should potentially explore, and I don't know if it'll make sense for this one, I think we all agree the need of really hitting a solid home run on especially our first one, and then potentially getting more experiential with because I think that there's going to be an increasing amount of Web3 native solutions from a scalability standpoint coming down the road. And I think the other thing too, and I don't know how much that we really looked as far as using Zoom natively for accommodating this, because the ability to have via WordPress, and we've got WordPress multi-site, and that's the other thing that we might need to figure out a little bit of scalability, because the opportunity to potentially just to utilize Zoom plus WordPress and then just utilize the whitelisting capabilities using the token for this, where we could potentially just have the event facilitated, but that would require a little bit more from a workflow standpoint, but it would be definitely reduced cost as far as us. So that's, I think, a decision that we'll have to make. And I guess the question, do we want to go through like a demo type of a process with potentially both Zoom and or, because I don't really know like how we're using Zoom right now to facilitate this, 12 person or how many ever people we've got on a less than a dozen people. There's definitely more capabilities of Zoom or scalability with Zoom. And then like when we're talking about leveraging some of the Web2 platforms like YouTube and other things, because go ahead, Tyler.
One of the things with Zoom is all the comparisons between Zoom and Hopin said Zoom is fine for maybe 30 to 50 people, but after that it starts getting really unruly. But I think that's assuming that all 50 people are on stage at the same time. And I don't know if either of them have a stage functionality like Discord, where they say these 6 people are speaking and everybody else is muted and in the audience unless you have a hand raise feature. So
Zoom has that.
do they? Okay. Have you done a
Yeah, you can do ones where basically
Stage
folks
and
are
a-
panelists and
Yeah.
and everyone else is the audience.
how's that experience from the audience?
I mean, that's what we use at work. So I can't really compare it to anything else, except maybe Discord, but I'm brand new to that on Discord. It works great. I mean,
Well, yeah, Zoom events up to $890 a year versus $799 a month plus extra fees. So yeah, I mean,
And the big question is like, will the token gating provide the desire? Because like one of the big value propositions as far as the monetization strategy that we're doing here is the replay rights. So the ability for us to factor that in, because and I think it may make sense for us just to go through and request a demo with both the hop-in team and the Zoom team. It sounds like scalability and stability concerns with GatherTown are kind of taking that off the table from what I'm understanding.
yeah, I think, well, GatherTown, what took it off the table for me was the price. I mean, when they said they were already at $7 a person, most places will give you some sort of sliding discount as you get to more people. They were sliding up per person as your event's getting bigger. So I thought if you're already at $7 a person for 500 people, and then customized pricing after that, I'm thinking maybe $10 a person, $12 a person. And if we are expecting at 500, 1,000, a couple thousand people at this thing, and there's even $4,400 a year, 3,000. We would have to do something. And again, I know we talked about making this thing free, but I would like to figure out some way to make it free by either subsidizing it with pre-sold whale passes and or sponsorships, so that we're not just saying it's free, let's just blast us to the moon, bazillions of people sign up, there's no skin in the game for not coming, we buy all these really expensive licenses to broadcast it free, and then nobody shows up. It's kind of my nightmare. So I want to make sure that we've got enough skin in the game to make it free. It's not just chewing through our corporate treasury.
My expectation, especially with a platform like Zoom, is we should be able to scale that up as we need, and I definitely agree. We don't necessarily want to do our licensing based upon free registrations, but and I don't know what that conversion rate will look like, and it'll probably depend on and having some type of skin in the game component. I mean, that's definitely something that we've talked about with like kickback events to see if that's a possibility. But the more complicated that we make having that as a prerequisite, the more difficult it will be for us to scale. And we're the biggest blocker that we have right now is just the time on delivering. So I think that we should just go ahead.
Yeah. Well, how about this? Can somebody take an action item to reach out to? Are we looking at Zoom and Hopin? Those just our final two.
Yeah, I think that we should just request a demo with.
Okay. Can somebody take that as an action item to request that as a demo? Maybe 15, 20 minutes on a call, and we could just book one on the hour and one on the second hour, or one on the half hour, whatever, and then we'll just knock them out together and then vote and be done with it.
You can request now. It's if you're on the site.
Yeah, let's just do that, and then we won't even have to have an action item. Request a demo. Look at us go. So email address TokenSummitDAO@gmail. And I'll pull this off. So doesn't have my phone on the live stream here. So while I'm filling this in, do you want to do a screen share there on your end, Tyler, or do you want to just wait until I get this filled in?
I need to pull up what I thought was going to be on your screen. So give me just a second. What are you doing, silly girl?
I think getting some kind of Zoom solution, and it might put a little bit more burden on us, but I think that they would probably be the most scalable and affordable solution. It might not be as fancy, but I think the opportunity of doing the token gating with like WordPress and stuff like that, because WordPress can definitely scale as well. All right. Thank you for requesting a demo of Zoom. So there's the demo.
And just from my perspective, my company doesn't use the events with Zoom. We only use the one that the lower tier. So I don't know about the whole event with like the waiting room and lobby and all that such. No experience with that.
Are you on mute, Tyler?
Oh, wait, yeah, I was sorry. Blurs, I think that the big thing was, is the experience, oh my God, I'd rather shoot myself in the face than go to another Zoom meeting because they're so horrible. Or, yeah, okay, this is fine, like good information, easy format. If I have a question, I can raise my hand and whatever. Like, is the experience pleasant?
It's pleasant. No solution's perfect. I mean, just keep that in mind. Everything has their, pros and cons.
Sure. Okay, well, let me oops, let me go back to this. Okay, do you guys all have the event guidebook up for screen?
Yeah, we see it on your screen there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we building the team, we talked about a lot of the stuff yesterday. I mean, the day before in our last meeting. So does everybody feel comfortable with what we already talked about? Target audience, message, objective. Are we going to go on to budget or what? And the team, what do we want to do?
Well, we got the page in Notion as far as the progress that we were doing on each of those things.
Okay. Why don't you drive again, Jason? Brooke's trying to eat my shoe, so.
Okay. Well, I got done the one thing there on the Zoom demo. I'll do the one offline for the hop in, so that we can get that and get that scheduled so that we can make a decision sooner than later, because that'll definitely impact the flow. So anyway, let me get the screen share going here. And let me add that to a action items down here. Action items, to-do list. request demo on hopin.com. All right. So the event planning guidebook exercise, and we had this, I'll open this up in another window like this so that we can kind of do the split screen. I think that worked pretty well the other day. Do we want to talk about the sponsors, exhibitors, and speakers? And I don't know if the exhibitors will really be relevant to a virtual event. Should I just take this off?
Well, Julie did a great job on Discord, tracking down all the sponsors from several major events, kind of in crypto, blockchain, Web3 space. So we have a great list of people who would potentially be interested in this, and that doesn't include all the partner communities that we were talking about. So, Julie, we added you to the Notion the other day. So, I guess Jason or DSign, what's the best place for Julie to start putting the stuff in here in Notion?
Yeah, so we've got a business development section in Notion, and that should be viewable by the team here. And the team being the people that are in the Notion space, which is right now myself, Mrs. Yonks, DSign, and Julie. And if you want to be added to this, reach out to us and we'll get you added. And then we'll figure out the pricing. That's something that we'll have a conversation with Notion here sooner so that we can keep, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Julie, could you please take an action item to take that list that you put in Discord that was great, and just put that into a table in Notion and see if there's any other information like sponsorship amount or anything else that was on there, and then let's just start getting packages together and going after people that make sense to partner with us.
And on that, Julie, ping me when you're going through that, and then I can work with you on incorporating that into the business development space here on Notion, and we can kind of learn together. Because again, I'm not a Notion expert, but it's got some really cool workflows as far as being able to track various things in a very relational databasey type of mechanism. So catch up with me here, like whenever you want to jam through some of that stuff so that we can kind of level up our Notion game together. Sound like a plan? So the marketing, affiliate, and promotional plan, and this is, we go ahead, Tyler.
I was gonna say, this is what we're talking about with the partner communities and the affiliate NFTs. And so we're going to, there are several things that go under this. One is the capabilities of Unlock to put an NFT in somebody's wallet. So I'm kind of imagining this because I haven't confirmed anything with Unlock yet, but you are ABC DAO, you want to be our partner. We either give you a master NFT that says, you give us $10,000, we're going to give you an NFT that's worth 100 registrations, and you tell us which 100 people that we need to drop that into the wallet, or we do a one at a time, or we've got all kinds of different ways we can do this. But this is all about the partnerships. How do we want to partner with people? Are we asking for grants? Are we asking for affiliate partnerships? And getting really specific with ways that we're allowed to use their DAO. Because one of the things I know, it's a lot of these are sort of not really permissionless architecture, and they don't have a formal process of how you can use their logo or whatever, but you don't really need their permission, but then you kind of do because then they get upset with you. So I just want to make sure that we're not taking anybody off by saying like ABC DAO is our partner, and then somebody else is like, but we're not officially your partner, blah, 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 whatever. So I just want to have some consensus that says these people want to be affiliated with us. They're good with us linking their logo, their Discord, whatever else, their website, whatever else they want. And they are in the assets got transferred and the NFTs got transferred and all the people that are supposed to have access have it, and we do everything really clean and everybody's really happy with the result.
And I think a lot of that will just be, based upon us getting some initial framework where we can engage these potential partnership opportunities. Because the better that we have, because one of the things, and this would probably be good, D-Sign, if you could talk about some of the packages, because I've really liked some of the ideas that you've been putting forward as far as really making this easy for a partnered community for us to provide more of like a done for you type of solution.
Hey. So I was thinking that at the very least, like if a DAO wants to partner with us, one of the things we can do is we can set up a page for them on our multi-site so that they can house all of their replays and any other content that they want to lock behind their unlock lock. We can put that up on their page for them. And I was also messing around with Collab and we can set that up in our server to accept as many different locks as we need to. So one of the things I was thinking we could do there is provide different incentives through the Discord somehow. Just right off the bat, the easiest thing that I can think of is just having a Discord channel for every DAO. If that's something that they want, they can host their events through our Discord when the virtual conference is taking place, and then have community discussions on there when we're not having virtual summits. And we can also do other things, because we have Collab Land and we can use that to add any sorts of roles that we want to based off of people's NFTs. We can kind of do whatever we want to in the Discord server and on the WordPress site in terms of offering incentives for people.
So do you know if there's any scalability concerns with Collab Land as far as if there's an upper threshold from a quantity of tokens that their configuration will allow?
Off the top of my head, I don't think that there's any limit to how many roles you can assign with Collab Land. I can look into that more, but I don't think there should be any scaling issues. The only thing I can think of that would be difficult from a scaling perspective would just be keeping the spreadsheet that we would have for all of these locks organized, because we would need to keep track of the lock address, any configurations that we have specifically for their WordPress site, and any configurations we have specifically for their Discord stuff, whatever they're doing on the Discord server.
Yeah, and my expectation and hope would be that we could just utilize either some sort of functionality here natively within Notion, or potentially Airtable is a solution that we've talked about. And I know that our friends at White Hat DAO are using Airtable there. So the opportunity, and one of the things that I would really like to see with the bankless degen bot is the support for Zooming / live streaming and some mechanism to incorporate into the bankless degen bot and potentially send that information into an Airtable backend. So, but I really like the direction, and this is one of the reasons that I'm wondering if just facilitating and using the WordPress framework, and this is something that we may need to explore a better solution, as in a more scalable WordPress solution than the VPS that we're currently hosting that on. And that's really outside of my wheelhouse area of expertise, but the Rose hosting people are very supportive there, and it may be worthwhile to have a conversation with them, because we definitely don't want to put something in place that we can't easily migrate from or ramp up our support mechanism, because we don't want, if we end up moving this to more of, and I guess at the end of the day, the website shouldn't have that much of a load on it, but we definitely don't want it to break here during our virtual summit, because again, we're gonna be expecting a lot of traffic. So, and I don't know too here, DSign, this is something I don't necessarily want to prioritize too highly, but just looking at potentially like blockchain solutions where we're creating some type of a static page. But again, that kind of, it would be, I think, a more complicated solution. The WordPress multi-site. Let me digress here real quick so that everybody, because the plan right now is to do a retoken and token town as a subdomain to kind of showcase the capabilities of our what do you call it, WordPress multi-site. So we've already got the subdomain here, as you can see, retoken.tokensummit.xyz, and it looks exactly like the subdomain or our new team domain, because it's the WordPress default theme for 2021. So this is an opportunity that we've got that we can deploy, assuming that the snapshot proposal and retoken passes here in like 24 hours. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to prioritize getting the ERC20 token set up so that we can get like the Gnosis safe multi-sig and get our snapshot set up. So that was a little bit of a tangent, but we are set up here, WordPress multi-site. And the big question that I have, and this is something that I'll facilitate some conversations with Rose hosting so that we can make sure that we can throttle up if we need to here and not be burdened with the, because again, facilitating a huge spike in traffic during our virtual summit would be a disastrous situation if we didn't execute well on this, especially if we go more towards facilitating all of this via like some landing page for the conference itself. So does anybody have any thoughts as far as the website stuff and where we're at right now? And great job to DSign on getting a presentable landing page set up here right now. So let's go ahead. Go ahead, DSign.
Oh, I just wanted to comment on the panel that I have all the way at the bottom of the page. I don't know why, but see how they're like different sizes? They seem to resize themselves like every time I open the page. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, and it may be based upon.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, yes, I see.
So one of those has a different parameter on some configuration on the scalability, because it's for also mobile scale. So that like if you're viewing this page on like a mobile browser, it should view well as well. And if anybody's wondering, this was all done using the Divi theme builder here, right, DSign?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's one that's used quite a bit in the WordPress as far as a scalable theme builder or something like that. And that's what we've got for our WordPress multi-site. So the opportunity for us to get a theme that looks well, or that represents really what we would like for our partnered communities, where we can, have a really simple landing page here to, again, the goal is to upsell the event, and like just thinking out loud too. And this is one of the things that was talking about, like one of the value propositions of like, instead of just having the free dynamic, what we're talking about, like one potential, like, hey, here's a way, and I don't know what it would look like to execute technically, but like for example, having maybe 100 retoken or 200 retoken, or just some number that represents a, because I think when we look at the token holder distribution, there's a big fall off around the 100 to 200 token threshold. So like the opportunity of rewarding people that have contributed and received at least 100 retoken, where they could get the replay rights for maybe 2 weeks, and then like have a value ladder, maybe like 30 days or 90 days or whatever the case may be, you know, kind of stepping up. And of course, the longer that you get the replay rights, the more expensive that that NFT event will be. And I'm just thinking out loud here, and I don't know what that would look like to execute from a technical standpoint, but I thought that that would be kind of a fun way to provide a value proposition to the partnered communities, to just give one more easy win for them to say, yeah, that's amazing. We want to be partnered with Token Summit.
You know, something else too that we could do is just kind of make like a like a la carte menu of things that we can provide for people that want to participate in Token Summit. I mean, like DAOs, and just offer us setting those things up for them as a service.
Yeah, as far as like
if they want some widgets or like some specific widgets or something on their WordPress site, or like if they want a specific bot to do things in their Discord and in the channels on our Discord, I mean.
And that sounds fabulous. I'm concerned right now with delivering just on the virtual summit. I think that that's something that we should see if it makes sense. And I think just getting a simple package right now and delivering our virtual summit, but I'd love to see how that we break this down in a consumable manner that will make it easy for people that are doing the, you know, the biz dev, the business development aspect of Token Summit, where we can say, okay, here's what we're proposing, and here's where you can get more information on that. So I'm gonna get back to the guidebook here. Just wanted to have some side conversations as far as the partnered communities in the marketing and the affiliate. And this is another thing too that I think that we can potentially provide, and I don't know what that would look like, but the better that we can get like the numbers broken out. Been talking like a 80-20 type of a dynamic, and getting that where we can really get that dialed in here over the next couple of days, I think would be good as well.
Hey, Jason, can you break down the 80-20? Who gets the 80 and who gets the 20? Because I was confused about that last time.
Yeah. So Amy, the partner DAO, so ABC DAO, whatever, like pick a DAO that you know. If they market it to their community, then that DAO would get the 80%, and then 10% will go to Token Summit DAO, and 10% will go to Triple Win Foundation DAO. So what I was mentioning before was that I think it should be 80% of the profits, because I want to make sure that we're not chewing up all of our budget in expenses and then giving them 80% on top of that. So I would like to make 80% of the profit, but assuming that sponsors or other sales or whatever cover that 20%, then they would get 80%. So the way that we want to market this thing
Are
is.
we talking about the affiliate? Are we talking about the affiliate marketing?
Yeah, affiliate marketing
side of it.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. That's where I was confused last time.
And to be clear, I think the affiliate is different, because like the opportunity where, like, for example, the partnered community, because we all are representing communities outside of Token Summit. I mean, whether it's Retoken or Token Town or BUIDL or the Open DAO or Creator DAO or whatever other communities that we represent, the opportunity to potentially break down this 80% in some type of affiliate dynamic within that. And then like also on the reverse side here, where we could potentially break down the 20% for the people that bring these deals forward into Token Summit, if that makes sense. So I think that we have the opportunity of like getting more granular. And of course, this would be up to the partnered community, because, you know, everybody has, you know, more various amounts of influence. And the more complicated that we make this, the harder it would be to deliver. So like just doing a simple 80-20 split, I mean, this would be the easiest, because then like when we're talking about doing the configuration on unlocked protocol, for example, like the beneficiary would be, and we had a little bit of experience when we wrote or pushed the funds from Token Town out to our Gnosis multisig. So instead of like 100% of that going to one wallet, then it would be like 80% to one wallet. And then in this case here, 10% to the TokenSummitDAO multisig, and then 10%
Well,
to the Triple Win DAO multisig.
yeah, that would be a situation if you're doing a net profit. You need to wait until all the receipts are in and deduct our expenses and all that before we split the profit. Because if you give them the 80% right off the top, we might end up with a loss.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things is that 80% is really high. That's part of the reason why I don't have any problem saying it'll be reconciled within, 2 weeks after the end of the event or whatever, some fairly short time window. We just want to give people a big incentive to do a hard push out. Or we could do bulk pricing. So if the whale pass was $500, we could say, hey, if you buy 100 passes, you can sell them to your community for $250 a piece, or sell them for 500 and keep 250 for your DAO, or whatever percentage that breaks out as. We really want this to be a win for the participants and also a win for the DAOs, because one of the things we're realizing is some DAOs have profit models, but a lot of them don't.
And on that, like, this is something that we can absolutely decide. It's just something that, we need to get the accounting in place so that it's not a nightmare for doing whatever types of distributions are agreed upon with the proceeds of the ticketed upsells.
D-Sign, I don't know if you had a chance to look into this yet. With Unlock, would we have to set up an affiliate link in advance? So it was like Token Summit /BitDAO or / whatever, or would it be a you sign in and then says, did you come in through a partner community, and then you just pick who signed up as partners?
I am not sure yet. I haven't had a chance to look at this.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I think,
and
my expectation on that, Tyler, is, and it would be, if we do a real simple thing like with the beneficiary, that's the easiest. Now, if you get more extravagant with like incorporating an affiliate component, like what we were talking about there, that's an additional layer of complexity. And there's a lot of opportunities for exploring, because WordPress has dominated the Web 2. So there's a lot of opportunities of, bolting on plugins and other things with being in WordPress that we could explore as far as affiliate dynamics within those. But the biggest concern with like the net profit model is that that's something that we would have to it would be harder, I think, to incorporate natively on the blockchain. And so
yeah, well, let's come back to that. I do want it to be simple, and I also want to protect our organization. So anyway, well, let's keep going. I know Blair's had to go. I do want to end this thing on the hour, so let's just everybody brainstorm on that, and let's keep going with the next thing after that.
So looking at this was the defined measurements was the last item here under the basic framework of an event. And I think a lot of this, when I was looking at this the other day, as far as the timeline, I think a lot of this is, more specific towards the, because this was on some EDU's website. Like, let me scroll up here to see. my mouse or my Notion isn't liking me. Oh yeah, so it was on kvcc.edu, whatever edu that is. And I think that the timeline is much more relevant. So I don't know how much of this that we wanted to look at. And like the sponsors, going back to the sponsors, I think putting some type of package together. And this is, again, something that's really outside of my wheelhouse because I don't know what types of other packages have existed for people. And a lot of that will depend too, I guess, on the platform as far as how that we can incorporate the sponsors and what that we will provide as far as the sponsorship as well. So what else did you want to talk about here? Did you want to go through any of this other stuff on the event planning guidebook?
Yeah, what's next after defined measurements?
That was what I was just talking about as far as the timeline and the checklist. It looked a lot more relevant towards an IRL event specifically surrounding this university. But I can bounce down there real quick. So see, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, this seemed to be a lot more relevant for specifics surrounding this university.
Well, the guest list, as far as the guest list goes, funding and budgeting we already talked about. The guest list, I think we should talk, let's put down a list of partner DAOs that we want. We don't have to do it right now, but let's do a brainstorming thing about that and everybody kind of put in all their ideas.
Where do you want to collaborate on that? Do you want to do a Google Doc?
Can we do a Notion page, or are we trying to limit the number of people so we can keep the cost down on Notion?
I mean, we can add more members here to Notion, but we might have to change the permissions before we pull the trigger as far as whatever plan that we're going to do.
Yeah, Notion's fine. Google Docs is fine. Wherever you want.
So who that doesn't have access to Notion wants to be an active contributor to our Notion space here? Just do a little like hand raise thingy on the Zoom and we'll get you added.
You can add me in. This is Amy.
Can you make note of that, Tyler? Or do you need me to?
Yeah, I can.
And I saw Jay-Z raised his hand. Yeah.
Amy, I have your email. Jay-Z, I don't think I have yours. If you want to DM that to me or give it to me somehow, I can get you in there.
The other thing too that was wanting to explore a little bit, and this is something that briefly spoke about earlier, is we have an immediate need and opportunity to get our snapshot online. And this is going to be done a little bit differently because let me go to a normal window here.
Once they start signing in, do we invite them to Discord on our server, or how will that work?
So that was something that DSign was talking about how we're going to do it. So right now we are doing all the planning in Discord. So the channels that are there now are not necessarily what I want participants to see. I want something really clean and beautiful and organized. The other thing, DSign had a good idea about organizing it by channel based on how you came in. So DSign, I don't know if you want to talk about that at all, or I thought it was really good when we were talking about it.
Wait, which part are you talking about?
Your idea about the channels and kind of the co-branding communities within the affiliate programs.
Were you talking about like how each community would get their own set of Discord channels?
Yeah, so I don't know what all you had in mind, if there would be like a master list, or like master channels that everybody could see, And then I would like to probably just limit the planning channels to the planning team, and then give everybody access to some channels, and then give people access to individual channels for their communities.
Yeah, I think right now what I'm thinking is there will be probably like a single channel that has, or there will be a single category that has like channel selectors, kind of like how I have set up in Creator DAO, and like how I think OpenSea or OpenSOS or
Open now.
yeah, OpenDAO, how they do their like language reaction roles. So we'll do something like that, and then that will allow each participant that comes into the Discord to like tailor the Discord to their desires. And then there will be a role selector for all of the like partners. And when they click on the roles for that, they'll be able to verify their NFT with Collab Land and get access to whatever channels that partner grants them access to.
Yeah, I think Julie made an entry in the chat, and I think that might work better to have a separate Discord. I was thinking about that too. So it's only open to the attendees and sponsors of the Token Summit. I don't know if that would work for you guys.
My concern with that is I'm already in an excessive amount of Discord servers, and just adding to that list right now, I think, because the opportunity for us, if we wanted to just do like a category or a channel where like right now we've got the Genesis team Discord role. So I think the opportunity, because I would rather not be in one more Discord server, especially where we're at in this project right now.
Yeah, and if there's like team members that are concerned about the Discord being unruly, we can also set it up so that for us it's a lot cleaner too, and you can do the same sort of role selecting. We can set it up so that like if you only want to work on marketing efforts, or you only want to work on whatever project efforts, you can just click a role reaction to get that specific visibility.
Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
I think what we're trying to gate is the people that are coming to sign up for the event. And for us, it should be open.
When you say people signing up for the event, are you talking about potential partnerships? Or are you talking about like just Jane or John Doe?
The Jane and John Doe is what I'm concerned, because sometimes, like, if there's 10 group of friends who wants to join and they want to chit chat on that channel, then they would have access to like changing notes and all that. But for us, there should not be, because there's not very much of us, and each of us can contribute in whatever capacity we can, with the roles that are also limited, really. So just a thought. I know that in some communities they have a chat open even for everyone. So I don't know if that would work with, putting an availability to them to do that.
Well, we
Jane
can
and the
have
Does.
like a open, one of the passes that we're planning on offering right now is just free until we get closer to the start of the event. And we can have that, have an associated open chat room. But yeah, I think that you're right. Like we should have like a public facing, nothing except our basic pass required to like come in here and hang out.
Yeah, and we can figure out like the workflow a little bit more when we start having more like tokens representing the event. And again, the Discord workflow is going to be an ongoing work in progress, because we, I think, need to keep things more simple as far as the Discord experience, and the better that we can do keeping it simple, but then providing the access to the collaboration. Because this is, I think, when we're looking at collaboration vehicles, the opportunity for us to create an amazing collaborative vehicle for through this token summit, and then just have an awesome hangout place where people can, you know, share the various stuff. So, and I don't know what that'll look like, you know, because again, I think it should be an ongoing work in progress and get feedback from people, and so I'm rambling right now. But I would rather keep it simple. I mean, that's the big thing.
Because what I see is once we start inviting people in, some of them don't even know they want to learn about DAOs. They don't know, they're not connected with any DAOs. You know, it gives them a chance to ask questions in that thread and get more informed before the event comes in, or even during the event, or even after the event. So we would like to open this to everyone for adoption in the DAO. So that's just my thought.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a great point too, Amy, because you know, the opportunity of having our own onboarding workflow, and this is something like I would rather right now just try to keep things simple, and like just us focus on getting the necessary framework. And then like I think that those types of opportunities, as far as really developing our own internal onboarding workflow, and it's something that we need to be cognizant of. But I think right now, just trying to focus and get where we are feeling comfortable as far as having a framework that we can deploy the conference in, and then leveling up our own community aspects over time, like between now and potentially the second virtual summit. That's kind of my thoughts. Is we've got so much at hand here right now for just delivering the token summit. The opportunity of like leveling up our Discord will be an ongoing work in progress, I think, if that makes sense. And on here, I don't know if we wanted to start like chunking out some of the plan on the program, as far as like, and this is one of the things here for the third day, broke out real estate, so that we could make sure that we have adequate time to do some talks and bring in real estate tokenization, which we all share an interest in here. But do we want to start breaking out as far as like some opportunities in these, as far as like potential speakers or platforms, or do we want to just kind of work on that in that manner? Because I think like, because we were talking a little bit earlier about like potentially partnership DAOs, or like NFT collections, or, and you know, filling in some of this would probably go hand in hand with the marketing plan, as well as the agenda up here as well, if that makes sense.
I think this is probably better as maybe a Google form of saying, hey, what DAOs are you in? You know, do you want to be the lead to reach out to that person or to that DAO?
Yeah, that's also you know, we could use Notion for this. We could just set up a Notion table and a Notion intake form and just have people fill it out real quick, and then that way we can just share the Notion page with whoever is going to take lead on making sure all of those people get contacted.
Yeah, that sounds great. D-Sign, did you get Notion forms already going for it, or is that still on the list?
It's super easy to set up. It takes like a couple minutes.
Okay, great. Would you mind setting that up, and then putting that in there when it's done so that we can all start. And then let's
Yeah, I have to drop pretty soon, but can somebody in the Discord just like tell me what needs to be on the table, like what everybody needs to enter in on that, so I can build the form for us.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And I'm gonna be getting off here soon. It's good talking to you guys tonight.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I don't know, I'm thinking, I'm feeling pretty good with where we're at, like here. One of the things that I would like to do, and if people want to hang out, you're open to, but like, one of the things that I'm going to do here is to go through the process of creating the Wyoming DAO LLC entity, because this is definitely one of the things, wanting to check that off and create our algorithmically managed LLC. Was there anything before we go there, Tyler, that you wanted to cover here on the event planning guidebook?
No, I think that's good. So we talked about the platform. We will get the demos, we'll get the forms filled out. Does everybody feel comfortable filling out the form with all the DAOs that you have a good enough relationship with, that you would feel comfortable approaching, if any, and any potential companies that that you think? So I just want to make sure that everybody feels comfortable with this. We'll have DSign build this form. I don't want to have 2 entries in it and then that's it.
Well, and the other opportunity too is be thinking about like the grant opportunity, because I think that before anybody starts reaching out, I think that we need to be strategic, because we obviously don't want to be reaching out to the same DAOs on our own efforts. So getting some alignment and a strategy on that, I think would make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to get everybody comfortable building the list, not actually doing the reach outs yet, because we do want to have more of a coordinated thing. I also want to make sure that we've got the website fully good and that we've got the answers to all the questions and it looks really clean and we get the best chance of getting people to say yes to us.
Yeah, and then also just getting some more details surrounding like what type of package that we would be potentially providing for the partner communities and or the sponsor opportunities. And then also, I think getting a short list as far as some grant opportunities too, and understanding what the timelines, if that will fit in here, and whether it fits in the timeline here, you know, where this is something that we are anticipating on doing again in June. And if we keep on the same schedule, 6/22/22, and then again on 10/22/22. And I think that I would like to personally commit here that this is something that I absolutely see the need and the opportunity, and will commit myself in 2022 to deliver on these 3 dates, 2/22/22, 6/22/22, and 10/22/22, just so that we can have a solid runway to build this virtual summit through TokenSummitDAO. That's my thoughts, and I'm putting that out there on the line, that's something that I'm personally committed to here in 2022. So any final thoughts on the event planning guidebook? And I can't promise that it's going to be fun going through this legal entity stuff. This is something that I did a video, and I'll bring that up real quick here just for everybody's benefit, where I did jam through the 4 steps, and I can't remember if I still have it pinned, but let me bring open that video. But it might be dry, so and I might have to take some stuff off the screen, because there might be some stuff that I don't want going out on the live stream. But we will see how that unfolds. So this is the video that I was talking about, how to launch a Wyoming DAO LLC in 4 steps. So we're going to be doing that here right now for TokenSummitDAO, which is a subsidiary DAO of Triple Win Foundation, which is already registered as a Wyoming DAO LLC. And we're going to use the social token that we just created here during the live stream earlier tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and close this, minimize some of these windows. All right, so I'm going to bring open, I might have closed it already. Let's see. So here was the tweet that I created. So obtain an ENS domain, launch the social token. So this is something that we did already. Set up Snapshot Lab. So that's something that we'll go through here because we want to get that all in place. So I might have to do some transfers as well. So let me take a look here real quick. This is the hot wallet for triplewin.eth, and I'm going to log into that real quick.
Hey,
So go ahead, Tyler.
okay, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say I was bringing up the Gnosis safe for Triple Win Foundation because this is where the owner of TokenSummit.eth is, and I think that we need to update the controller and my internet here. Let me refresh this again. And I might take this offline because I might have to transfer some Ethereum around because it's not looking like that there's enough in here to even update, because normally to update it's going to be like this has barely any Ethereum in here. So like what I was going to show real quick was on the ENS, this is the Triple Win Foundation multi-sig safe. And this is where the TokenSummit.eth is setting. And this is something wanting to keep setting here. And what we were needing to update here is the controller, and then also the address to the hot wallet there for TokenSummit.eth. And then that's where we would do also the text record for Snapshot to put in, going through the process over here. And let me just do that real quick on, let me get to that TokenSummit.eth. So like going to snapshot.org. And I think I'm signed in on this. I am. So connect the wallet. And where we would do a new space right here, create a space, and need the ENS domain. So TokenSummit.eth is the one that we have for this project. And you can see here, it's not associated as the controller. And I'm pretty sure that when we update over here, so it'll probably be a two-step process. And I don't know if I can get to the point where it gives me the details. I don't think that it will. I think that I'm going to have to update the controller to the hot wallet here, which is this. So, and I've got to transfer some funds around in order to do a pretty low cost transaction. But I'm going to take that off the line. Does anybody have any questions here? And if everybody wants, I mean, can wait until later, and I can do another live stream later tonight if somebody would like to watch this process, because it is the fun process. It's not something that I've done enough to know. The documentation on Snapshot is pretty good. This is something that I've done a couple times, but I would love to invite whomever along if you want to catch up here a little bit later tonight or this morning, whatever time zone you're in. So I will leave that up to you all. Otherwise, I'll just get it knocked out. Thoughts? Yes, no?
You can go ahead and do it. How long does it take?
I don't know how long it's going to take to do the transfers, and that's all pretty rudimentary stuff. I don't want to waste everybody's time. I would rather like have a little bit of funds in here and go through the process of like updating the controller, because this is the most immediate next step that needs to be done. And all of these steps are it waits for you have to wait for the transaction. So it's a pretty dry process. And just waiting for the transactions, it might take 20 or 30 minutes to get that done and get the controller updated to where we can go to the next step.
Well, you could do a separate one then.
Yeah, I'll fire this up later, because again, I would like to invite everybody along, and because this is something that's a little bit different too, because we're doing this in the Gnosis safe here. And this is one of the things when we go through this process, going to want to update. And I don't know if it will make sense here right now, but definitely when we get further along, because like right now, the only owners on this are myself and Mrs. Yonks. And that's, again, something that would like to have. And when we go through the proposal process, and this isn't something that we spoke about, but I'm going to add this to our agenda and capture this in some manner. So this is the event planning guidebook. Let me create this over here in the next action is begin draft for TokenSummitDAO Genesis proposal. And this is something that for everybody that was here when we did the Genesis proposal with Retoken, going to probably do something fairly similar there, but more geared, and would love to have everybody's input on that. And I'll create a page here in Notion where we can start finalizing on what we want the TokenSummitDAO Genesis proposal to be. And since I'm talking about it here, I'll just bring open a tab over here with the Genesis proposal that we wrote for Retoken, which was now, that was back in, let's see when it was. It was the very first one. Scroll. So Genesis proposal, season 0. And has the mission. This was back on September 6th when we were finalizing. So 4 months ago, founding principles, and then some initial processes, the voting proposal process, and do a simple type of I feel really good. And this is something that we haven't really even modified as far as, and it's still something that's referenced there. So creating something similar here, and then we can have that and figure out some type of initial tokenomics for the people that have participated in these events. And the big goal is to get some type of coordinate set up, because I don't know, really don't want to go through the manual event accounting like what have used with the retoken. So that's something that we'll figure out in our tokenomics conversations here. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I'm going to shuffle a little bit of stuff around so that we've got some runway there on the Triple Win Foundation wallet so that we can get this spun up for Token Summit and get our entity on the line here on January the 18th, and the clock is ticking, and I would love to have this filed with the Wyoming Secretary of State before the day ends so that we can have one more thing done, one more DAO milestone together here with you all. All right, well, those people that'll be available later, we'll have something set up probably within the next hour or so for getting the DAO governance framework online here. So looking forward to catching back up for those that are able to, but until then, if you've got any final thoughts, you can chime in here. I'm gonna do the countdown and then we'll be back before too long. Thanks, everybody. Until next time.